We're always trying to figure things out, like what's going on in the world, what are the new trends, how to understand other people. But maybe the most important thing to understand is ourselves, you know?
I think you're absolutely right.
It seems like if you want a fulfilling life, you got to start with knowing yourself.
Yeah, for sure. That self-awareness, it's like the foundation for everything, wouldn't you say?
Totally. It's like that inner compass that guides us.
And think about it, like self-awareness, it's the engine behind so much of what we do, both personally and professionally.
So true. You want to be a better leader.
You gotta know your strengths, but also your weaknesses, those blind spots.
It's like, how can you lead others effectively if you don't even understand yourself?
And, if you want to be more productive, you gotta align your tasks with what comes naturally to you.
Oh, yeah, working with your personality instead of against it.
Exactly. And then for real career satisfaction long term.
You got to find work that fits with your values, with who you are at your core.
Otherwise, it's just a job, not a passion.
Speaking of finding that fit, we came across this app, actually.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
It's called the RutherfordINTEL.io Personality Assessment app.
Interesting.
And it's all about helping you get a clearer picture of yourself.
I see. So like a personality test, but maybe a bit more in depth.
Way more from what we've gathered. It's
Yeah.
not just some, surface level quiz.
Right.
It uses like some pretty advanced analytics to figure out your strengths,
Oh.
but also the areas where you have room to grow.
Mm.
And that's what's really interesting, I think.
Oh.
It gives you personalized guidance based on your results. It's almost like a roadmap, but for your personal development.
That's a really cool concept. It's not just telling you what you are, but also how you can reach your full potential.
Exactly. It's not just about knowing your personality, but also about understanding how you can leverage it. And, it focuses on all these important things.
Well, like what?
Boosting your self-esteem, your job satisfaction,
Mm.
even how you communicate, how you build relationships. It's all connected,
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. When you understand yourself better, it impacts every area of your life.
Right. Like it ripples outward. And ultimately, it's all about helping you find a career that feels right, that truly aligns with who you are.
And that really resonates with Rutherford International's mission,
Oh, right. They have that whole vision statement, don't they?
Yeah, it's to foster a world of mutually supportive professionals where possibilities are endless and every individual is empowered. Pretty powerful stuff, huh?
It is. And it really breaks down into some key ideas.
Yeah, totally.
So first, mutually supportive professionals. That right there, that's highlighting the importance of community.
It is. We don't grow in isolation. We need each other.
It's like mentors, coaches, networks. Those connections are so crucial for both self-awareness and professional growth.
Right. They provide feedback. They help us see ourselves more clearly, navigate our careers. It's huge.
Totally. And then there's endless possibilities. That part, it speaks to the transformative power of self-discovery.
Totally. Like when you really understand your strengths, your drivers, it's like the world opens up to you.
Exactly. New doors open. You see paths you never even considered before.
Yeah.
You tap into potential that was just waiting to be unlocked.
And that ties into the last part, empowered individuals.
Yeah. When you know yourself, you can make choices that are truly authentic.
Exactly. You're confident, you're making decisions based on your values, not external pressure.
Not on what you should be doing, but what feels right for you.
Exactly. That leads to a much stronger sense of agency over your own life and career path, of course.
It's so interesting to see how Forbes Rutherford, the founder, with all his experience in executive search, has put all this into the RutherfordINTEL app.
Oh, so like he's taking all that he's learned over the years and making it accessible to a wider audience.
Right. And the app, it's not just about individual growth. It's about creating this whole community of empowered professionals
Oh, wow. That's
who
cool.
can support and inspire each other, creating this positive ripple effect across industries.
It's like recognizing that individual growth ultimately leads to collective progress.
Exactly. So it almost feels like self-awareness is like the Tao of personal and professional growth.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. That fundamental principle that everything else builds upon.
And it's not just about looking inward, right?
No, it's also about understanding how others see you. That feedback loop, that's essential for adapting, for refining your skills, for innovation.
Absolutely. So for those listening, why should they care about all this? Like, what are some of the real benefits of understanding yourself better?
Well, for leaders, enhanced self-awareness can really boost their intuition.
Right.
If you understand your own strengths and weaknesses, you're better at spotting the talent and potential in your team.
You can see others more clearly because you see yourself more clearly.
Exactly. And if you're aware of your own biases, you're more likely to evaluate others fairly based on their merits.
Makes sense.
And on a personal level, understanding your personality, it can totally transform how you communicate, how you build relationships, even how you make decisions.
Plus, when your career aligns with who you are, you're more likely to be satisfied, feel good about yourself.
Totally. Higher self-esteem, greater job satisfaction, it all goes hand in hand. And it's not just about individual well-being.
Right. It has wider implications.
Yeah, our research suggests it impacts productivity, even economic growth.
Really?
Think about it. A lack of self-awareness can lead to disengagement, miscommunication, and that can really drag down productivity.
Oh, for sure.
People might be in roles that don't suit them, so they're not performing at their best.
Right.
But when you have self-aware professionals, they're more engaged, they make better decisions, they contribute more positively to, the overall economy.
So it's a win-win situation.
Right.
Personal fulfillment leads to broader success.
Absolutely.
Now, RutherfordINTEL talks about these core 12 personalities, which are organized into 4 quadrants.
Right. It's a framework for understanding the different ways we approach the world, how we interact with it.
It acknowledges the diversity of human nature, which is pretty cool.
And within those 12 personalities, you see patterns of traits that align with different aspects of life, of work.
Yeah, like they mentioned leadership personality types. The opportunist, the holistic, the result-driven.
Those are the ones who often naturally embody the qualities of effective leaders. Their tendencies, their strengths, just make them well-suited to, guide and inspire others.
Makes sense. And then they have the intellectual personalities. Analytic, imaginative, and insightful.
And those reflect the different ways we process information, how we generate new ideas.
And then because human connection is so important, they have the interpersonal personalities. Altruist, social, and individualist.
So that's all about how we build and maintain relationships, how we connect with others.
Exactly. And for those who love to create, to achieve, there are the productive personality types. Process-driven, inventive, and responsible.
It's a really comprehensive system trying to capture all the key drivers of human behavior.
And they call it personality DNA science, which is a pretty catchy term.
It's about recognizing the incredible complexity of human nature, our strengths, our challenges, and how that all contributes to, everything we do, everything we face.
Let's dive a little deeper into one of these personalities, the insightful personality. This one sounds particularly interesting.
It is. Insightful personalities, they often feel a bit detached, like they're observing the world from an outsider's perspective.
Oh, interesting.
And they might find that their social energy needs to be, recharged before they engage in social events.
That need to recharge before socializing, I think a lot of people can relate to that.
Oh, for sure. It speaks to a certain level of introversion.
Right. But it sounds like the insightful personality is more than just introverted. They have this potential to be really respected intellectuals.
Absolutely. They can have a huge influence on their communities, even on society as a whole. They help unlock potential, they bring new understanding, and their strength that really shines through in environments where they can share their knowledge and insights.
So maybe not the life of the party, but more like thriving in a lecture hall or a classroom.
Exactly. Places where they can really explore their intellectual passions.
And for relationships, what makes a good match for an insightful personality?
Well, they often seek partners who appreciate deep, meaningful discussions.
Someone who can meet them on an intellectual level.
Right. Superficial small talk doesn't really do it for them.
It's those profound conversations that really resonate.
And because they need to manage their social energy, a partner who understands that need for solitude is crucial.
Maybe even an ambivert, someone who's comfortable with both socializing and quiet time.
Yeah, that balance is important. It's not that they don't value close relationships, but they need that space to re-energize.
So that feeling of solitude, it's not necessarily a bad thing.
No, not at all. It actually fuels their thinking, allows them to engage in those deep internal processes.
It's not necessarily about being inherently smarter, but about that dedicated focus and that disciplined mind.
Exactly.
One description we found was, living with an insightful personality is like keeping up with a roller coaster that never stops. Their mind.
Wow, that's a great analogy. Really captures that constant mental activity.
Right. They're always processing, analyzing, seeing patterns, predicting outcomes, and yet they're often described as gentle, unjudging, even unassuming.
That's what makes them so special. They have these profound insights, but they're not arrogant about it.
So how do you best communicate with an insightful personality?
Quiet contemplation, deep introspective conversations, that's what they value.
They're not always the most spontaneous communicators.
No, they tend to think things through before they speak, especially if it's a new or complex topic.
Give them time and space to delve into something they know, and their insights can be incredibly valuable.
Exactly. It's like Susan Cain talks about in her book, Quiet. People with introverted tendencies often have their own powerful ways of expressing themselves.
And sometimes those opportunities get missed in fast-paced environments.
Oh, for sure. In quick conversations, hurried meetings, those thoughtful contributions can get lost.
It's important to create spaces that value different communication styles, because that thoroughness, that careful consideration, it leads to better decisions in the end.
Absolutely. Recognizing and appreciating that thoughtful, deliberate style of communication is crucial, especially for those big decisions that need that deeper level of analysis.
As we wrap up this deep dive, it really comes back to that core idea. Understanding yourself is essential.
It's not just some self-help fad. It has real, tangible benefits for our lives, our work, and even the world around us.
And the Intel assessment, it seems like a great starting point for that journey of self-discovery.
Absolutely. It can give you those key insights into your personality, help you understand your needs, your strengths, how you interact with others.
And understanding those compatibility factors, that can be so helpful for building better relationships, both personally and professionally.
Exactly. It's like encourage your partner, your friends, your colleagues to take the assessment too. It can really open up new avenues for understanding and connection.
So take that first step. Unlock your potential with the RutherfordINTEL assessment and start building stronger, more meaningful connections in your life.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
And as a final thought, think about how understanding yourself better, how might that not only enrich your own life, but also have a positive ripple effect on the communities you're a part of.
Interesting question.
It's like that journey inward can also be a powerful step towards building a more connected and empowered world around us. Something to think about.
I like that.
Thanks for joining me on this deep dive. Until next time.
See ya.
Bye.